Hello, good morning, and welcome to the presentation of this conference, Hamlet's Afterlife, Humanist and Religious Echoes in William Shakespeare's Borrowing from Thomas Kidd. This paper will propose a rereading or afterlife of William Shakespeare's Hamlet within a broader literary influence by humanist and religious echoes. My colleague and myself, Laura Méndez Márquez and Luis Conejero from the Universidad de Extremadura, will try to show you and prove how tracing Hamlet's intertextual debt to Thomas Kidd's The Spanish Tragedy will explore how Shakespeare's adaptation reflect and transform motifs of revenge, morality, and existential inquiry. Through a nuanced examination of these elements, the analysis will highlight how Shakespeare's engagement with humanist themes and Christian imagery contextualizes Hamlet not only as a unique play, but also as a dialogue with its predecessors. This approach aims to reveal Hamlet as a dynamic text enriched by its literary lineage. Kidd's play, Spanish Tragedy, is a foundational work of the Elizabethan revenge tragedy, heavily influencing Hamlet's themes of vengeance, justice, and moral struggle of its protagonist. By borrowing and reimagining Kidd's motives, Shakespeare infuses Hamlet with humanist questions and religious undertones that deepen its adaptation and which not only transforms Kidd's legacy, but also engages in a complex dialogue with humanist and Christian ideals. In this presentation, through an exploration of references and borrowings that Shakespeare incorporated from Kidd, we will try to undertake a comparative analysis of Hamlet and the Spanish tragedy, emphasizing the unique layers Shakespeare adds through Hispanic intertextuality. Shakespeare's engagement with Kidd's work includes not only thematic parallels, but also subtle echoes of Iberian culture and the portrayal of Spain in early modern English literature. This Hispanic intertextuality enriches Hamlet by framing its themes within a broader European context, adding depth to the tragic hero's journey and reflecting Elizabethan England's complex perceptions of Spain, both as an ally and as an adversary, as is clearly expressed or presented in Thomas Kidd's revenge tragedy or play, and is subtly, and in this background story, for example, in the Catholic lair or reading of Shakespeare's Hamlet. Shakespeare's engagement with Kidd's Spanish tragedy extends beyond mere thematic borrowing. It reflects a shared commitment to exploring humanist ideals. Both playwrights delve into the human psyche, grappling with questions of justice, morality, and the nature of vengeance, core concerns of Renaissance humanism. While Kidd presents a protagonist haunted by a personal and divine sense of retribution, Shakespeare intensifies these themes in Hamlet, framing the prince's inner turmoil as part of a broader philosophical struggle. This comparative analysis reveals or shows how Shakespeare uses Kidd's structure to deepen Hamlet's exploration of individual agency, ethical dilemmas, and the existential anxieties that define the human condition. Shakespeare's Hamlet and Kidd's Spanish tragedy both resonate with religious echoes and deepen their exploration of revenge and justice. For example, in terms of the instance or the appearance of the ghost of this fatherly figure who comes back after life or from hell or heaven in the form of a ghost. In Kidd's work, the afterlife and divine judgment loom large, shaping the character's moral landscape and grounding their actions in a fear of eternal consequence. Shakespeare builds on these religious elements in Hamlet, with Christian imagery and themes of salvation, damnation, and sin permeate the protagonist's journey. Hamlet's hesitation to kill Claudius, for example, reflects his awareness of religious consequences, emphasizing Shakespeare's nuanced engagement with faith. This intertextual exchange creates a layered moral complexity, highlighting humanity's struggle with divine law. This research examines how Shakespeare reconfigures and evolves elements from classical revenge tragedy, transforming Hamlet into a profound reflection on the human condition. While Keats' Spanish tragedy emphasizes themes of vengeance and justice within a traditional or more traditional framework, Shakespeare adapts these motifs to prove deeper existential questions. Hamlet transcends the typical revenge narrative by introducing psychological depth, moral ambiguity, and philosophical introspection. Shakespeare's reimagining of revenge as a path fraught with ethical dilemmas allows Hamlet, this play, to explore themes of doubt, purpose, and morality, among others. This transformation reveals Shakespeare's skill in reshaping inherited conventions to engage with complex, timeless human concerns. The aim of this paper is to unravel this afterlife, this retelling of themes and motifs inherited from Elizabethan theatre, highlighting how Hamlet engages with earlier literary traditions, particularly in Elizabethan drama, and in particular or especially with the Spanish tragedy. This study, this presentation that my colleague Laura Mendez and myself bring here today emphasizes Shakespeare's creative incorporation of the Spanish intertext, examining both direct and indirect allusions and recurring themes that would have resonated deeply with contemporary audiences. By weaving elements of Spanish culture, revenge tragedy, moral inquiry, among others, into Hamlet, Shakespeare enriches the play's intellectual, and cultural landscape. This approach allows us to understand Hamlet not only as an original, very original work, but also as a dynamic text that dialogues with its theatrical predecessors. The result of this analysis revealed that while both Hamlet and its counterpart address themes of revenge, justice, Hamlet introduces a more introspective and universal approach, making Shakespeare a much more universal drama and writer, because he incorporates elements of humanism that broaden the ethical framework of the play and brings that text so much that is even modern and updated today. These results will underscore the religious resonances within both works, particularly the ambiguity surrounding the afterlife and the moral dilemmas stemming from acts of revenge. These elements not only explore personal struggles, but also reflect the broader spiritual and cultural tensions of the Elizabethan era, highlighting the complexity of human nature and the enduring conflict between divine justice on the one hand and human agency on the other. In conclusion, and to wrap this up, this study not only illuminates the profound influence of Keats upon Shakespeare, but also offers a deeper insight into the evolution of the revenge tragedy during the Elizabethan period. By blending classical, Renaissance, and Hispanic cultural elements, these works reflect the dynamic cultural exchange of the time. Thus, the afterlife perspective presented in this analysis and in this presentation invites us, and I hope it invites you, to view Hamlet not simply as a standalone masterpiece, but as a part of a larger, ongoing literary dialogue. Through this lens, Shakespeare's play is revealed as a continuation and transformation of earlier traditions, contributing to the rich tapestry of early modern drama. The interconnectedness, the intertextuality between past and present, and both between Shakespeare and Keats, and between Elizabethan Jacobean drama and the 21st century and the representation of drama, highlights the complexity of revenge tragedies and their lasting impact on both the genre and the cultural landscape. Thank you very much.